Hi guys, welcome to the second lesson of this course. In this lesson, I'll teach you how to prepare a blueprint that you can later present to a 3D artist to make your prop. As you can see, I've placed our reference image in a corner so we always know what we're drawing. Our 3D artist can deduce from this drawing the main dimensions and volumes of the design, but he or she doesn't know what the book or the spine of the book look like, so we do need to explain that. We'll start by creating the front view that will help determine the other two. Create a new layer and name it so we know that this is where we'll work on our view. Use the same brush you used for sketching. When you present a blueprint, it's not necessary to clean up the lines later as this is not a final drawing. But when you draw carefully and clean, and you'll see the shapes can be understood. Draw slowly and calmly, taking note of the proportions and distances between the elements. Specify if some elements go on top of one another or some are larger than others. Don't worry if the measurements of the distances aren't 100%. The artist will know where they have to go. If this were a turnaround for a 2D animation, then the measurements would have to be more precise. If, when you've given in your blueprint, the 3D artist has some doubts, you should help them out, but your drawing should speak for itself if you did a good job. A good 3D artist will ask you the least amount of information possible about your design. They could even allow their own artistic license when modelling. Don't worry, if there's a good artistic director on the project, they'll make sure everything is in order. If the project is just between you and the 3D artist, then you need to learn to delegate. Artists tend to want things exactly how they envision them in their head, and this can sometimes turn them into tyrants and make them want to control the entire process. Trust your colleague and allow them to put their own stamp on the design if necessary. Maybe you're going to model the 3D design yourself, in which case you might need the blueprint to be exact or you might not. It depends on how good your spatial perception is. In any case, I recommend you make the concept art as clear as possible before you model, so your 3D object comes out perfect. For the rest of the views, bring out the lines from the angles in the frontal view and keep the right dimensions in every area. Try to be as precise as possible so there's no doubt of what you're trying to represent. As you can see, I'm applying details to the spine and the cover. These details could be from your own imagination, or you could find references online. Patterns are a bit more difficult as they're usually made using a technical drawing. Don't worry, if it's too technical, copy or trace some references, but always try and give it your own personal touch. To draw the back of the book, I prefer to duplicate the front. That way, I already have the size and the distances. I don't have to repeat them. If you prefer to draw everything again, just draw the lines from each angle. We don't have a sketch or previous drawing for the back. We could brainstorm again to find a design that we like, but this depends on what use your book has in the scene. My design is for a book that will be stood on a book stand and its back won't be visible. However, it's still necessary to do this part so the 3D artist knows exactly what to do. It's not their job to make up parts of the design that you haven't solved. And finally, here we have our blueprint. These 3 views will help our artist create a 3D object. In the next lesson, we'll learn how to create a colour concept art that will inform the 3D artist of the materials and colours of the book. I hope you're still enjoying the course and learning some interesting tips. I'll see you in the next lesson.